Sorry, had to go get my iced tea. I need somewhere to. Maybe this will work. There we go. Don't spill. Now, see if I can get back in this. Woohoo! All right. Now, let's see. Turn on iPad. Bear with me real quick. Get my iPad started up so I can see the chat. There we go. Hello there. Oh, come back. Hello, hello. Forgiving Barn Farming. Good to see you. Yeah, got my hammock set up. It's a little loud with the trucks going by, but chilling after work, just relaxing. Oh, let's see. Trying to find a comfortable spot. There we go. Who else we got? CL, hello. Good to see you in here. Matthew, hello. How you guys all doing? I decided to stay here at work again. It's a little hot today. I think the truck said it was 90 degrees. And I forgot to check to see what the humidity is. But the humidity is crazy. I'm from Colorado, back west, where you don't have this humidity. It's all dry heat. And the building I work in, I have never, it's got a lot of doors to it, like garage doors to the building I work in. And I've never seen the humidity so high to where inside the building, like you have your glass bottle, you take it outside on a hot day and it starts sweating on the outside. Well, that's what all the windows were doing inside this place. Just so much humidity. And it completely made the floors completely wet. Like somebody went in there and just sprayed a hose. It was the strangest thing ever. But yeah. Hello, Angela. Thanks for stopping by. So I thought I'd go live. I don't know, I don't even know if I should talk about it, but I've been haven't been really active on YouTube too much. I don't know what all started it. I know I came down with the sinus infection, so it brought my immune system down. And then just going through a lot with life, I guess you could say. And I never really had depression, I guess I should say, in my life. Sure you get disappointed when things don't go your way, or you lose a pet or a loved one. But I never had like a depression that sticks around. You get depressed. I'd get depressed a little bit if I had to work, couldn't go out, and do the things I like to do. But, over a little bit of time, it goes away. And there was always something I could go do and be happy. And I don't know if it was this cold or what happened, but I was going downhill. I knew it was there, just kind of going through the phases of life. Several things added to it. Unfortunately, my son lost his job, and he lives with me, and he takes care of, he helps take care of half the bills, or a good portion of the bills. He helps pay for food his way, and he's got several dogs, so, he pays for his dog food and everything, and he's a diabetic. That's the biggest thing. So since he lost his job, now I gotta go get dog food for his dogs, go get his medical supplies, which is huge. Sorry about that. Bunch of trucks. I'm surprised the airplanes aren't flying by. I'm right next to the airport here in Minneapolis. But at least they're being quiet. But and then so with that being said, I was trying. It's summertime, so I don't want to work weekends. I like to get out and go camping. Get out and go do things on the boat. But having to pay for everything, I started working Saturdays, and I think I did 4 Saturdays in a row until I finally took one off. Um, Went to the lake on a Saturday off, and just unfortunately, it's one of those things where I got out and the boat always fires up when you're at home. When you get to the lake, it didn't want it. It fired up, but it wasn't running right, and it was halfway running. Whatever. I was like, I'll still go fishing, but started fishing and just wasn't enjoying it. Just felt down and still had that down feeling, and I was getting upset because the boat wasn't working right. I don't have the extra money. You know what they always say about boats: break out another 1,000. So I put the boat back on the trailer, and I think Sunday came around, and I just didn't do nothing all day. I think I just kind of watched YouTube, but I haven't been engaging in people's chats like normally. Just just had this down feeling, and it's just a feeling I didn't know how to really how to deal with it. I've never had this type of feeling before, and I kind of I guess I gotta watch what I say. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say it, but it's life, and I don't really care. That's one thing about getting older. You don't really care too much about, if you like me, you like me. If you don't, oh well. Life's too short to worry about it. But I kind of reached out to a friend and tried to explain to him, hey, I just was down, and I think I'm going to give up YouTube. Yes, I'm monetized, and yeah, I get great reviews on my videos, but I was just feeling down and felt like sorry, I wait for the truck to leave. But I just felt like, I don't have the money to go out and make these videos, and 'cause it costs, I do have the camper, I do have all the setup, but it does cost money for fuel. The price of fuel's going up, and food, but so I reached out to this friend, just kind of said, man, I'm thinking about just giving up YouTube. I don't know if really worth it. I don't know. I mean, I'm always watching these YouTubers that do live streams, and they seem to have it down. They seem to have a point to get out there, and I'm just a entertainment channel. So, I was thinking I didn't really have much value. And sorry, keep getting sidetracked, but back to this friend. I have no clue or why they even said what they did, but they came back and just said something out of the blue, had nothing to do with the conversation, just more negativity. And of course, it was on a Friday. That drove me crazy. The rest of the day just made my mind go spinning. It had stuff to do with my work, and I'm a construction worker. Yes, we work ourselves out of a job. That's what construction workers do. So as soon as our job's over, we gotta go find another one. And some of the stuff this person said relayed to some of that stuff, and it just added more panic, and just, yeah, it sent me down real bad. So I kind of just stayed away from that person. I left it at the conversation, kind of stayed away. And I had a good friend she's actually in Australia, and she actually reached out to me through a WhatsApp app. She's able to talk to me through that, which is pretty awesome. And she actually reached out and said, hey, I noticed you just aren't yourself anymore. And so I actually explained to her, and kind of somebody to talk to. Didn't really want to talk to anybody else after what happened. Just keep it all to myself. Feel like guys, I don't know. I have a very, very loving dad, but he grew up, kind of just one of those things. Guys just don't talk about their feelings. Very, very rarely did I ever, get a hug. I mean, he would show his love other ways, and we have a great relationship. Just never really showed love, too much. So this friend from Australia reached out and just, she just said, "You're not yourself." She's like, "Maybe you should get a counselor." And I have a really, really good friend that's a counselor, so I reached out to her, and I was, uh, no, not Susan, but Susan is awesome, and but sorry about that. I still got that cold. Just mostly affects breathing, and this humidity doesn't help. But so I have this really, really good friend that's a counselor, and I reached out, and he's like, I was guys. I don't know. I feel like guys don't really talk to counselors, but at least in my mind, I'm supposed to be a construction worker, supposed to be a guy, supposed to be tough, supposed to. I don't know. I kind of grew up that never really talking to counselors too much. But I did go to a really good church that had good guys to back you up. So I guess, the guys would get together and talk about stuff. But that church was back in Colorado, and I haven't been back to or lived in Colorado for over 10 years. So, but anyways, this counselor, she basically opened up my eyes how to see life, differently. And she is religious, so that's a bonus right there. So she kind of told me, a different way to pray and talk to God. Hello, Tyler. Sorry, I haven't really been paying attention too much to the chat, just been talking. Hello, Perlman. Thanks for stopping in. Real Outdoor Living, thank you for stopping in. Greatly appreciate it. But, oh, sorry. But, yeah. So, like I was saying, this counselor, which is awesome, she basically said, instead of, telling God what you want, thank Him for it. And I got to thinking about that and just thanking Him for everything, which usually I do wake up and, thank you for this or that. Thank you for a beautiful day. Thanks for my job. But I don't know, something really sparked after talking to her. And after the next day, just woke up with a real positive attitude, and got to jumping back on my live streams or, people's live streams, just for some reason it really, really changed it around. And I've been kind of fighting this depression probably for the last, 3 weeks or so, maybe a little longer. And I just didn't know how to handle it. I mean, I've never, like, I mean, I hate to say depression because I never really, really been depressed. Like, I know some people say they have it, and I feel for them now because that is one feeling that I just do not ever want, to have again. Just where you go out and do things that, you used to love to do and you just don't have the enjoyment of it anymore. That really stunk. Hello, Tuber Chat. Thanks for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. Very rarely do I go live, but I just felt like I needed to come on here and talk. I don't know why. I'm not really a talk channel, but talking about feelings, if guys should talk about their problems or not. And I was just talking about what I've been going through. So yeah. So I thank God that I was able to have this counselor in my life to help me see things differently. And I do have loving parents, and I would call my mom. I call my mom almost every day. And I don't know. I mean, you hear your parents and you hear them talk. And I know my mom's mentioned it certain ways about doing this and this, but just reaching out and telling somebody else, and seeing how they look at life can really change things sometimes. And yeah. So back to back to hopefully being my happy self again. I don't hopefully never go down that road again. Nothing's really changed a whole lot. Still working a lot. I'm at work actually right now in the parking lot. My truck's right over there, camper. So I'll probably have a video out there coming out soon, which is good because I haven't made a YouTube video in probably 5 weeks now. So I know some of you were asking where I've been and get back into it, but I don't know. I usually don't talk about my feelings, but for some reason today, my good buddy Tyler just changed. Oh, sorry, not Tyler. I was looking at Tyler on here. Outdoor Tennessee and his Tyler. Another good channel. All you guys on here are great channels. And I can't thank y'all for being here. But Daniel just changed his. Used to be DJ Outdoors, and he just changed his channel to Outdoors with Daniel. He had some doctor's appointments I think he had to go to today. So he canceled his live stream. So I was like, oh, I'll jump in there, take over his slot. So usually right now I'm on there watching Old Man Copper, another good one. But I figured I'd go live, tell my story. And yeah, but we're back out here having fun. Oh, I don't know what I did there. Hopefully I didn't mess it up too much. Well, maybe I can catch up on the chat. Oh, but yeah, so hello, Kevin. Tyler's still here. CL's still here. Appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to. I know some of you see me back in the live streams now. Oh, let me tell you one huge thing out there. That friend that kind of gave me a negative feedback when I reached out to him. No grudges whatsoever towards this person. This person is an absolutely wonderful person. And I did mention that to my counselor. I kind of told him. And my counselor said, Satan knows what buttons to push. No, don't know why this person would say that. And I don't know. Anyways, I'll forget about it and move on with life. I love my friends, love my people, and it would take a lot for me not to be friends with a lot of who's in my life now. And I love this person to death, but like my counselor was telling me that you don't give up on people. You just keep showing them more love, and you never know what somebody else is going through in life, which you don't. A lot. That's one thing about YouTube. You can get on here and smile and act like everything's happy, but you truly don't know exactly what's going through somebody else's life unless they reach out and tell you or talk to you. So I guess the biggest thing is if you feel like you're just down and out in life, which is hard right now. The reason I'm staying in my camper right now is to save money. Money's tight right now, and driving back and forth, it takes me about 2 hours to drive from work all the way home. And a lot of people's like, well, why don't you move somewhere closer or find work closer? And I'm a construction worker. I got to go where the work is. The house I have is a rental because before I started YouTube, I used to live in a much bigger camper. I had a pull behind camper, and I lived out of that and just traveled around Minnesota to different big solar sites and lived out of the camper summertime. Winter came along, I'd have to find a hotel. So it's a little chilly up here to be in a camper at winter. I do have some videos on that in my truck camper. A little chilly out. But yeah. So, and then when the kids started coming along with me, wintertime we would find an apartment. And 2 summers, I believe, we lived in the camper, all of us. So, but I wasn't doing YouTube then. I wish I was. It would have been good content. But yeah. Let's see. I didn't even ask. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm assuming so, otherwise I'd see somebody saying no sound. Some people have both. Don't overthink it. Sometimes it's part of life. Yep. Yeah. That's for sure. Yep. With the cost of food going up and everything else going up, gas going up, I spend about $300 in fuel a week driving back and forth. And another reason I try not to work Saturdays. One less day to spend on gas. But I was going to give it a try, see if I can stay in the camper. It's cooling down. I don't know what it is right now. It was 90 degrees, but yeah, it's cooling down. What time are we at? 6:30? Okay. We still got a little bit of time. Scott goes live. It's 7 o'clock Central, winning the week. Always like to jump in. Always look at Scott as a good mentor. Good guy. But yeah. Debbie Sue, hello. I was doing something a little different. Just, I don't know if you've seen the title. I put on there, should guys talk about their feelings? And just explaining to everybody how I've been feeling for a while. And I was lucky enough to have a good counselor help me see life a little different and get out of how I was feeling. But yeah. Debbie Sue's another great one. If you guys don't know Debbie Sue, she's absolutely amazing. Love her to death. Sometimes I'll start acting up a little bit in people's chats, and she's always right there to remind me to behave. It's awesome. So, definitely love it. Yeah. So are you... Oh, thanks, Debbie Sue. But yeah, now the airplanes are showing up. Hopefully they're not too loud. They're right... The airport is not too far from here, so they're going in for a landing. So they get a little loud. But yeah. Hopefully everybody else is having a good summer. But let's see. Since we're live, maybe we should play a little. I got some toys. Let me see if I can get out of this hammock. Good lordy. Let's see. Let me put you. Where can I put this? Give me 1 second. You guys can probably hear it dinging. Left the key in the truck. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. I probably shouldn't do this because I'm at work. But it's the 4th of July. Let's see. You gotta walk backwards. I don't want to show my location. There's the truck. Camper all set up. Doing a little camping. Let's see. Set you right there. Look at this bad boy. Heck yeah. Should we see how bad it is? Sorry about that. Oh. You see it? Hopefully it's that. Oh. Purdy. Ha. Gotta love 4th of July. Gotta love it. And that's blowing right towards the building. Oh no. Ha. Hopefully it don't last too long. It may go for a little while. Miss M, hello. Gen X, hello, hello. Probably shouldn't be doing that in the parking lot. But it's pretty. It's 4th of July. Yeah, that thing's going forever. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. There we go. Cool. Oh, let me go get you guys. You guys are out in the parking lot. What are you doing out there? I'm not supposed to be in the parking lot. Set you back over here. I love the smell of fireworks. My goodness. Smells so good. Has anybody else bought fireworks this year? Oh my goodness. I haven't bought fireworks in years. And the prices for them, I only bought, I think 3-4 smoke bombs. And smoke bombs used to only be like $4 or $5. And then I got 2 of the little tanks, and I was going to get sparklers. All of that came to like $40. I was like, no, I'm not paying $40. So I put half the stuff back. I just got the smoke bombs and 2 little tanks, and I think I still paid like $15. I was like, you got to be kidding me. That is way too much for fireworks. I grew up in Colorado. In Wyoming border was only an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, if you depend on how you drive. So we would go, Colorado, they didn't really sell fireworks, it's illegal. So we would go to Wyoming, and you could get them so cheap up there. We would load up and come back and have all kinds of fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got my sweet tea. So for my sweet tea comes from, we don't have a Publix. My buddy Scott on his live stream is always talking about how he's going to Publix to get some sweet tea, diet sweet tea. But up here in Minnesota, we got Quick Trips, and I like their sweet tea. So usually I got a bigger cup than this, but I left it at home, and I was going to get a replacement, but they didn't have any more. Yeah. But yeah, for those that started, if you see the title, should guys talk about their feelings, kind of started out telling everybody what I've been going through. And I'm a guy, I don't really talk about feelings too much. I do to my parents, mostly my mom, and love my dad to death, and you know, he shows his love just not by, you know, giving hugs, or he never was really a huggy person, but he would show his love other ways. You know, I know he loves me, and he would always, you know, automobiles, and we would be out in the garage late at night working on. He built me it's a sand rail, kind of like basically it looks like a extremely large go-kart. But he built one for me when I was 11, I think 11, and then time I was 12, I was driving it around. That's how I learned how to drive. But we would spend all kinds of late hours at night building that thing. That thing was awesome. One of those things I should have hung on to, but I let it go. But anyways, so let the noisy trucks pass. Just growing up, just the males, just never, you know, my grandfathers never, I'd never seen any of them cry, never really show any, you know, emotions or even talk about stuff. My dad was even in the Vietnam War. He never ever talked about it, never said anything about it. So yeah, so guys just never really talked about their emotions. So, and I was just talking about how probably the last 3, maybe even 4 weeks. I just went into this, I say depression. I don't, I never really had depression, but I just went to this really, really low. Never felt that way before. And the joys that I loved to do and would bring me out of feeling down, just wasn't doing it. Wasn't till I had a good friend reach out, and she actually said, "Hey, I noticed you're just not yourself." And she noticed that I wasn't making any content. I haven't made a video in probably over 4 weeks now, 5 weeks maybe. But just some of that has to do with life. Been working quite a bit. And yeah, so I was just talking about how I found, or the friend from Australia reached out, and she actually mentioned that I probably should go talk to a counselor. And I never in my life thought about talking to a counselor. It's not for me. I don't have that big of issues, is what I always thought. I just thought people that had big problems talk to counselors. And not only that, that's just another cost, something else I need to pay for. That money's tight. That's why I'm living in a camper, or staying in my camper right now to save money. But luckily I have a really, really good friend, and that's a counselor, and she was willing to talk to me and give me all kinds of great advice and how to look at life differently. And she's religious. She basically told me how to, start praying a little different. And for some reason, after I got done talking to her, and it didn't happen right away, but like overnight though, the next day I just felt so much, like, just huge, so much better, and just like peace, and the happiness came back. Basically happy at work, which is work. I don't know how happy you can be. No, just kidding. High Plains Camper, hello. Hey, thanks for joining me. I'm out camping. Only it's at work. But I'm saving some dollars. Let me show you. Oh, at least I got my hammock. I thought about how I just lit off a firework a few minutes ago, but I thought about, I have a smokeless fire pit. I was like, maybe I should do that, but I'm supposed to be kind of not knowing anybody knows I'm here. But the job's almost over, so let's see. Oh, better not show too much. But there's the truck, camper setup. So oh, you be careful. Can't show too much. I don't want too many people knowing where I'm at. Yeah. I guess if you haven't seen it yet, but here's inside the bed. There's a table underneath that bed. And it's got 2 bench seats, a table. But I don't like sleeping in the top where you're supposed to sleep. It's just, I'm too big. I mean, I fit up there, but I like to sit up sometimes, and it's just too cramped. Yep. Got the kitchen over there. Storage. Still got the diesel heater. That's because it'll probably snow next month. This is Minnesota. Yeah. No AC. So dealing with the heat. It was I know it was above 90 today, and that's hot for Minnesota. Let's see if I can fall. Oh yeah. There we go. Sorry. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't know if the mute's on my camera. It's a little far away to mute it. Using my iPad so I could see. I was scared to go live. That's another thing, adding the cost. It's probably been 4 weeks now. I fell off the boat, and I had my good glasses on, and lost my glasses. So I had to go back to my old ones, and just haven't had the the funds yet to go get new glasses. So I can see far away with these glasses. I just can't see close. But before I went live, I asked ChatGPT if there was a way to enlarge the chat on here, and it showed me how to do it. So I was able to make it bigger so I could read it. But yeah. What time is it? Oh yeah, we still got a little bit of time before 7. But yeah. Dora, hello. Good to see you. Dora, you'll have to go back and watch this. I don't know. It's all right. Like I said, I don't care. But yep, Dora is the one that reached out to me and told me to try not to tear up. I don't know why I'm getting all teary, but yeah, she's like I said, guys aren't supposed to show their emotions. Anyways, but yep, Dora's the one that reached out and said I haven't been acting myself, and that was awesome. It's awesome to know I got friends halfway across the world that actually care, and it's crazy that I was thinking at one time to give up YouTube, but there's absolutely no way I'd give it up just because I don't make any money doing this. That's for sure. I think I've gone 3 months in a row now. I haven't made any money, but that's all right. Like I said, I don't do this for money. I do this because I love camping. Another great person on here is High Plains Camper. He cracks me up. He goes out camping in Colorado where I used to live. I know a lot of the places where he goes camping, and it brings back great memories, and he is a character. If you haven't seen him yet, you gotta go watch his channel. He is a really funny guy, cracks me up, and I steal a lot of his ideas. Hopefully he doesn't get too mad, but yeah. But yeah, just meeting all the wonderful people on here on YouTube is awesome. Awesome. Appreciate it, Dora. Greatly appreciate it. Teacher Kelly, thank you for stopping by. If I haven't mentioned you, holla. Thank you for stopping by. I think that's how you say it, I hope. I'm not really good with keeping up with chat too much. She got a soccer ball by your name. Who's into soccer? Or what is that, football? Most people known as football. Sorry about that. I can't mute my phone. It's the one being the camera right now. I'm using my iPad so I can read the chat. I don't have all that fancy equipment like a lot of these YouTubers, but that's all right. You don't need it. I just use my phone, and I do have a tablet, so that's nice. Teacher Kelly, right? I make $100 a year. Yeah, that's about true. That's about true, but that's all right. I'm thankful for all the people I get to meet. There are so many great people on here, amazing people, amazing channels, and it's amazing how many people will reach out and help. Definitely is. Miss M, hello? Did Dora leave? Oh, nope, Dora's still here. Maybe Miss M left. Yes, you said it perfect. Oh, perfect, great. I grew up not being able to read, and I struggled all through school, hated school, and people kept pushing me to go live, and I was like, no way I want to go live. I have to read. And I don't, it just brought back bad flashbacks of being in school, but overcame it, and once again, getting older, I don't really care what people think too much. If I do struggle, not perfect, that's for sure. Hopefully my mom ain't watching. She'll agree. I just use my phone for everything on YouTube. Me too. I recently got a laptop, but I did that just so it's easier to fill out some stuff on YouTube. Sorry about that. I am right next to the airport, so planes are coming in. So hopefully you can still hear me. Outdoor with Big Matt. Hello. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by, Matt. Matt's got an awesome channel, fishing channel, a lot of other great things. I was trying to make it down to, he had a YouTube meetup, and I was really trying to make it down there, but that's right before I got really sick and ended up in the hospital instead. That was a bummer. But there's always next year. That's a good thing. I'm still here, just listening. That's good, Miss M. Hopefully you heard my story, Miss M. I'm not, please don't judge me. I don't compare myself to anybody. Like I said, I use the word depression real lightly because I probably still don't really know what real depression like some people go through. I know you mentioned it a couple times, Miss M, and I feel for you because I don't ever want to feel like that again. It was all new feelings for me. And like I said, like the title says, if you haven't seen it, it says, should guys talk about their feelings? And that is absolutely 100%. If you can find somebody you can really trust. And Rhonda Hensley, she's man, I can't remember her channel. Rhonda Hensley, but she put a video out yesterday that got me thinking too, is the power your words have. You know, sometimes you don't think about some of the stuff you say. And I know the one really good friend I reached out to and came back with a lot of negative stuff. I don't know what they were thinking when they said that, but it goes to show you just some, the power of words that you speak. You know, I don't know if they knew exactly how much that just really set me back even more, just some of the stuff they said, but that's all good. That's all in the past. I don't hold grudges. Not that type of person. You'd have to do a lot for me to write somebody off. And what my counselor told me made a lot of sense to me. They told me, basically Satan knows how to get at you and how to push your buttons. And I truly think that's all that was. But yeah, anyways. Hopefully I don't ever go down that road again. Thank you, Debbie Sue. Yes. If you guys haven't seen Rhonda Hensley, she is really close into getting her hours in. But she's been doing it for 3 years now, and the problem is her hours are falling off too from what she had from previous years. So she gets really close, but then another month comes and some of her hours drop off and sets her back. But if you haven't, definitely check out her channel. It's a lot of uplifting videos. Marie, hello? Or is it Maria? I think it's Maria. B86, hello. Hopefully I said it all right. I do apologize if it isn't. Perfect feed on purpose. Bye, Miss M. Bye, Miss M. Hopefully we can see you later in Scott's Live, which is starting in about 10 minutes. So I guess I should wrap up mine. But I greatly appreciate everybody stopping by. Okies Eden, hello. Thank you for stopping by. It's awesome. Thanks for coming in. I don't have a garden to show you, but I'm here at work in the parking lot, just chilling. I'll probably get off of here and start dinner and watch Scott's Live, Win in the Week. But yeah, I greatly appreciate y'all stopping in. But if I don't know. I don't know why I came on here to even talk about this. I just was thinking about it all day. And for some reason, I just felt like I needed to come on here and just tell everybody what I've been going through life. Why I haven't been on people's live streams. Um, it seems like Debbie Sue and I were there for a while. We're meeting up in almost everybody's live stream. We know a lot of the same people. And sorry, waiting for the airplanes to pass. There's some big airplanes. But yeah. I was hoping maybe one of the military ones fly in here. Those things are neat to watch, but I haven't seen any of them today. And of course, anyways, getting sidetracked again. But yeah, if you're ever feeling down, if you know, maybe somebody will watch this and realize, hey, this big goofy guy is, if he can talk about it, maybe they'll go and find somebody to talk about it, you know, let them know what they're going through. Life is short. What does Pops say? Don't do life alone. I think it's Pops. Wisdom talk. But yeah. Reach out to somebody. Maybe tell them what you're going through. And hopefully that person will come back with a good response. The first person I went to, or, you know, I guess I do talk to my mom every day, but like I was saying, sorry, hopefully it's not too loud. Still trying to get over this sickness. But you know, my parents love me to death, and they give me advice, but for some reason, sometimes it's just good to hear it from a complete stranger, or, you know, somebody else shows you how to look at life just a little bit different, and it makes sense. But yeah. Hello, Julie. Jordan Scott, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining my live. Usually I don't go live too much, but sorry, noisy trucks going by. But I figured for some reason I just felt like talking about what I've been going through, so just came on here and said a little. But yeah, so I know, I don't know. I guess I can't say that. I was going to say I know it's probably easier for girls to talk about what they're going through, but I can't say that because I'm not a girl. But I guess I can just say if you're having any kind of downward spirals through life, you know, life's hard. And there's no manual out there to show you how to live life. So reach out, talk to somebody. A lot of good people out there. A lot of great people on here. Awesome people on here. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I even broke a little tear. Had a great YouTuber friend reach out to me and just said, hey, I noticed you're not yourself. What's going on? And the first time, actually, you know, the first time they reached out, I kind of just ignored it. You know, I was like, I don't want to tell somebody what I'm going through. You know, I'm a guy. You know, it'll go away after a while. But the thing is it wasn't going away. And it was the things I love to do, like go fishing. I love I love making videos. I love showing, you know, I've always made in that way. When the Facebook came out, I was always sharing stuff on Facebook. And then, like some of them other platforms, I would show videos and stuff, but then one of my friends was like, maybe you should start a YouTube. But yeah. But anyways, so she jumped on there again, and one of her live streams, she actually reached out and said, hey, what's going on? If you don't want to tell me here, she reached out through WhatsApp app, and she actually was asking, which was good. She actually kind of, you know, bugged a little bit to get me to pry open and talk a little bit what was going on, and that's when she actually said, you know, it sounds like you probably should talk to a counselor or somebody. And my first thought was like, I don't need to talk to a counselor. That's people that really have problems, not, and not only that, it's going to be another cost that I don't want to do. But luckily, I have a good friend that's a counselor and religious beliefs, kind of same thing I believe, and so it worked out great. Rev, hello. Oh, it is getting to be about that time. I gotta cut it off here. I want to actually need to get supper going. Oh, sorry. And I gotta get rid of this cough. But I'm going to jump over to Winning the Week. If you guys haven't ever seen Winning the Week, his name's Scott. He's a really, really good guy, and I actually like looking up to him. He's a pretty smart guy, and I like what he has to say. How to live life a little, one of those other YouTubes, live life a little different or see things a little different. And we have a lot of fun over there, so thank you, everyone. I can't thank you guys enough for coming in and joining. I know it's probably a little different live stream and definitely a little different what's coming out of me. I don't talk about feelings, and I definitely don't come on YouTube and talk about it, but I consider everybody on here my friends. You guys are all awesome people. Evie, hello. That's one thing about going live. It's so hard to get off. Every time you try to get off, another one of your great friends jumps in. But yeah, I was just ending it, telling everybody goodbye. But thank you for stopping by. Man, I gotta get rid of this cough. Jen X is, man, she's another awesome person that has a live stream. A lot of you guys do live streams. Definitely love watching them, but she's been having the kind of, I don't know if it's the same thing I've been dealing with, but she's been sick too, so I still got it, the cough at least. I do feel better. And I don't know if this cold is what started this whole thing. I'm sure it did. Because it drags down your immune system, weakens you, and then just everything else started adding up. And I think it was Rebound. No, it's 7 Minutes with Cheryl. I watched one of her videos about how you're holding grudges, basically, and that's kind of the way, my son lost his job, and I was kind of feeling that way, kind of not really against him, but just I'm having to buy his stuff, but having to buy his food. He's a diabetic, but I will definitely buy his stuff for being a diabetic, but it just adds up, and his diabetic cost is extremely high. I can't believe how much it is for people that have to buy insulin. And he's a type 1, so he has to have it, otherwise he's probably going to die. But anyways, that's all in the past. I probably should get off of here because I'll jump over and watch Scott's live, and I can't thank you all enough for jumping in on here. Like I said, this is one bad thing about starting lives. Every time you want to jump off, another friend jumps on. Jennifer, hello. Jennifer, I cannot believe watching your video today. The surgeries you go through. Good Lordy, that's why you don't go to the doctors. Just kidding. It's bad advice. Don't listen to me. That's like me saying you don't need counselors. I just got done saying how wonderful a counselor was to me and set me straight. But Jennifer is the one there. It says Alaska 2025. She lives up in Alaska. Absolutely amazing lady. Her videos are absolutely amazing. She's another one I try to focus on, trying to make my videos somewhat like hers. She pays so much to detail, and she loves trains. Always love watching her train videos. And she kind of has, in a good way, she kind of has this little dark side to her where she'll make some of her videos in black and white and put creepy music to it, and yeah, it's kind of creepy, but it's good stuff how she films that way, and she is all kinds of great stuff on hers, anywhere from showing you a beautiful Alaska, and here I am in Minnesota, and I'm like, oh, look at my 4 inches of snow, and she's like, yeah, look at my 2 feet of snow. It's all good. It's awesome, and but she's crazy living up there when I hate the cold, and her winters are longer than mine, and but then she also talks about she survived cancer, and she took us all through her journey of all her doctor's visits and how much detail she goes into. Absolutely amazing. Man, I could go on all night talking about all your guys' channel, especially, Tyler, Outdoor Tennessean. Yeah, man, I love watching his videos with him and his little kid. If YouTube was around when my kids were little, I would love to have videos of my kids little. But showing you how old I am, they didn't have they had recorders back then, but you had to pay a bunch for them, and they were huge. They sat up on your shoulder, they were so big, just to make a video on these big cartridges, cassette tapes. Then you have to have this thing like a VCR to rewatch it. Only people with good money had those. So, but yeah, I would love to have YouTube when my kids were little. But it's all good. It's good watching him go fishing with his son. Oh, another loud truck. Sorry, the scenery isn't too exciting. I'm in the cities. But at least I got 2 trees to have my hammock. That's awesome. But anyways, of course, Debbie Sue's channel. She writes. She always told these stories, and I didn't really realize it until one day. I think I overheard her saying she writes all her stories, and they're absolutely amazing. And then Evie's Eden. Oh man, she started out her channel, and she's got this bird named Chloe, and I had a bird just like it. So that one, she caught my eye right away, and she used to do all kinds of different things on there, but then all of a sudden she found the artist side of her and got into amazing paintings. Even her first paintings, she said, were garbage, but man, that they weren't. They were awesome. But she's gotten so much better at her paintings. So, and also with CL Fantasy Waves, I think she's probably not in here anymore, but she's also another great painting channel. I still click on the channels, but I won't lie, I do usually hit the fast forward 2 times. But I do all the way through it, and I heard that still counts. So yeah, I gotta catch up on more of Rav stuff. I watched a little bit. Rav, earlier in my story, I was telling people how my boat's acting up. That's what they say about boats. Break out another 1,000. It is, this last time I took it out, I did confirm it is a carburetor needs to be rebuilt. So I did get the carburetor kit coming. The problem is there's 3 of them. I gotta take all 3 apart and rebuild. I don't know. I'm gonna probably find somebody that knows how to work on them carbs. If it was just a single carb, I'd probably work on it, but that thing's got 3 of them. I just don't know how to sync them all. It may rain. I should probably, I didn't say it was going to rain anymore. It did rain half a day, but these clouds are getting dark. The good thing is it's cooling down, so it's pretty nice out. Anyways, I need to get off. I need to go over and watch Scott's live. Winning the week. So I'm going to jump over there and go watch Scott's live and get some dinner going. But thank you all. I can't thank you guys enough. But yeah, hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you on the YouTube streets. So yeah, thanks again for everything you guys do, and we'll catch you all later. I gotta get up and turn it off on the phone. Hopefully I can get out of this hammock. Oi! Probably gonna fall out. Bye.